So today, our speaker, as I already told you, is Curtis Townsend, is a brand strategist and design consultant and the founder of Automatic Inc. He holds a BA in economics and finance from Harvard University. He has over 10 years of professional experience in marketing, design, and web development. His clients include, I was impressed with this there, Curtis, TripAdvisor, Extension Engine, authors, poets, pastry chefs, food entrepreneurs, and many others. That's interesting. I hope you have a little bit of say on some of that. That's interesting what you did. Maybe nothing big, but I thought, wow, that's fun. So please help me welcome Mr. Curtis. There's a little switch here. As most of you know, we usually try to go right through with our system and just have it flow, but you know what? First plan didn't work, so we did plan B. And plan B is that we're going to do this. So that way there's a little pause. You know what? You get to listen to me talk for a second.
Yeah, it was quite the challenge getting us all set up. PC, Mac, PC. It was just tough to get going. Uh-oh.
It worked a second ago.
We have blue screen.
Now we might have to do plan C.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
All right. So what is branding? Oh, well, first, Dan, thanks for introducing me with such a warm introduction. I really appreciate it. Like you said, my name is Curtis Townsend. I'm a brand strategist and
Oh, you're fine.
design consultant. I'm super grateful to be here. You know, branding is something I'm really passionate about, and it's something I've been lucky enough to build a career around. You know, somewhere along the line, we all began to believe like success in business and in life was a straight line, but I don't know about you guys. That hasn't been my story. That hasn't been true for me. So much so that after experiencing a brief but memorable stint of homelessness, I actually got into Harvard. So that just goes to show that it's never too late to give up, or just don't give up, keep going. Crazier things can have happened in the past. So after graduation, I was lucky enough to land some positions at some Fortune 500 companies, TripAdvisor, Use Your Savings, and Extension Engine, and then I started a few of my own. Now, before we jump into branding, I'd actually like to take a little trip down memory lane. Fun fact about me, I was actually born in this hospital about 39 years ago in March. Wow. So that's, it's crazy how things come full circle. So now fast forward a little bit. Here's proof that I was a Seahawks fan before it was cool. So now this picture was actually taken outside of my aunt's house. She took care of me for a little bit when I was maybe 6 or 7, and something that stuck out to me as a child was that so when every year my aunt would take out loans to buy us school clothes and things like that, because they knew how important looking cool and feeling good about ourselves was. So they would take out loans for us to get us our school clothes. And some of my favorite brands around that time were Stussy. I don't know if any of you remember those. Guess Jeans and Massimo. Now, companies would spend billions of dollars to really work their way into our minds and our hearts, and it's sad to say, but it's how companies are earning their ways into our hearts and minds. Now, a little bit history into branding. It's actually a Nordic term, or Norse term for brand, or to burn, which back in the ancient Egyptian days, they would actually burn their design into their cattle to differentiate between their livestock. And it dates back nearly 4,000 years. So fast forward. Now throughout time, and the branding started picking up during the Industrial Revolution, picking up steam. And
We got it.
so that there, but it didn't really take hold until the 50s and 60s. Have you guys ever seen the show Mad Men?
Yeah.
That's when companies started dumping billions of dollars into, or hundreds of thousands of dollars into marketing campaigns. And this is when it really took hold. And with the advent of TVs and things like that earlier on. But the one thing that Don Draper said that is super important that always stuck out to me is that people will tell you who they are, but we ignore them because we want them to be who we want them to be. And that rings true for me. Now, just by a show of hands, this is the interactive portion. So I just blurt it out. There aren't any wrong answers. What is branding to you guys?
Name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
The sign when I go down the highway.
Yeah. Words. Yeah, words. Definitely.
Colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Logo, Nike swoosh.
Yep. Yep.
When they think of an item or a company, they think of you.
Absolutely. The people in your company, staff, service. So you're all right. And it does include all of these things, but it just isn't one of those things alone. So the Nike swoosh alone isn't their brand. It's everything on the screen that is the brand. So customer service, graphics, it's the people that you hire that carry your brand throughout and deliver, hopefully solve a problem for your customers. Marty Neumeyer of the Brand Gap, if you guys haven't read this book, get it if you're interested in branding. It's an amazing book. According to Marty Neumeyer, he says that the brand is not your logo. It's not a product. It's not a promise. It's not, the brand is not a sum of the impressions that you make on an audience. The brand is a result of a person's gut feeling about your product, service, and company. It's in their heads and in their hearts. Branding can elicit powerful emotions and even make us feel like we can fly. And that really speaks to Kobe. That was really tough going through this weekend, but in its entirety, so the process of used by professionals to get clear messaging, it starts with the discovery process and finding strengths in your company in the minds of all the stakeholders. That requires careful questioning, the accumulation of results, and then the creation of a strategy for making a message that reflects these advantages. So in our process, the discovery session, it's really about aligning your business goals and solving those pain points for your customers, right? Aligning your goals, your business goals, and solving a problem for your customers. And from there, you're able to we create a strategy. And then and only then are we able to really start designing around those problems that we're solving. Like the way your website looks, the colors that you use, the messaging, how you want to sound to your customers. Basically, it all boils down to how you act in the marketplace. And it's super important. I can't stress enough how important the discovery session is to defining your brand. You do that way before we get to any of the design. And the design and defining your design it goes really quickly after the discovery sessions. And that really, and then you can begin to create a brand identity your videos, brochures, emails, websites, and things of that nature. It's really about aligning your company's strategy and your messaging and the design so you can delight your customers. That's where automatic ink comes in. So I love crafting beautiful, smart websites, brand identities, something I'm very passionate about. The strategy sessions that are super fun and interactive, where I bring my clients into a room like this and we just start blurting out that messaging that we want to deliver in the marketplace. And we start to outline the messaging in a way that we could hopefully start to solve those problems for your clients. This is actually called a stylescape.
What's it called?
A stylescape. So in the web design process, I design 3 different kind of levels of designs or directions, and they're kind of mild, medium, and hot is what I call them. One is like really pared down, the other is a little bit more spicy, and the final one is kind of bold, and just different design directions, and I present those to my clients, and we kind of go over them, what their likes and dislikes are. Yeah. So with that, I'd like to open it up for questions. Any insights that you guys may have to continue that discussion on branding?
Got one?
Yeah.
Where do you think branding is going?
Can you give me a little bit more context?
Okay, so
It depends.
we've gone to this thing where we were really sort of branding towards our youth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw a shift where we were starting to brand towards our seniors. And I don't see a lot of branding towards middle-aged people, or are we going to continue to brand towards youth? Are we going to are we mixing it up more? Where are we going?
I think that really depends on your industry, because each industry, the consumers have different needs, right?
Yeah.
And so it really depends on which industry you're in. A large part of that shift to marketing is marketing towards, because of baby boomers and their discretionary income.
Yeah.
So I could see why that there's kind of a trend towards marketing more towards baby boomers. And I think that'll continue for a while. Yeah.
Do you think it'll become a stronger market that we're branding into, or do you think that we're just kind of evening out?
I would say yes, that would continue, like marketing towards the baby boomers, but then also I've seen a lot of marketing towards, millennials and the things that they're going on in their life, especially with like the student loan crisis. I think that's going to have a huge impact on their ability to buy homes, and then, discretionary income. So that will definitely impact branding in the long term.
And I've got another question around that. So I know that I grew up in marketing, newspaper, family newspaper, and we were really careful to see to the needs of the movement towards online marketing.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them to shift in that direction, so the newspaper failed. It's history. But so are we still going to online, or is there a new platform that's coming out that we're expecting to see? Is our technology changing in the next couple of years, or are we still searching for online presence?
Well, and that's a good point. Their unwillingness to switch to kind of go with the trends and not capture the online market is probably a good reason why the company
killed them.
failed. Yeah, exactly. So adopting new kind of technologies and kind of moving along with the times is super important.
But what is our next technology? Like, do we know what that is yet?
Right. So there's a lot of shifts. So back in the Mad Men days, you know, it was common for companies to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on outbound marketing. And there were overpriced campaigns, and they were super expensive. And so over the last decade, there's been this real push towards inbound marketing and creating value through content. And you know, branding should be the foundation of all your content marketing, because it should seep through all your marketing channels. And the one thing that I recommend is, you know, just being consistent. That's what brands are all about. It helps you build trust, and you know, people want to do business with people they trust. You know, so if you look different throughout different channels, you're not gonna get that brand recognition, that brand recall. You know, because you're gonna look like a different company. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
When you're first starting out, your business is small, what's the first thing you should work on concerning your brand?
I would say the messaging. Yeah, definitely. Or yeah, that discovery session is really important for uncovering all that. I take them through my clients through the discovery process, where we really nail down your brand attributes and the words that you want to long term want to start ranking for in like paid search ads and stuff like that, or actually organic search. Sorry. So definitely, I would suggest working with someone outside of your company to really help you kind of brainstorm and get that nailed down, so you know what you're saying in the marketplace, and how you can create or convey how you can create value to your customers.
And that's what you put on social media. Yeah, and
Yes,
stand up
social media, your website, blog posts. I can't stress how important that is, because that's how you're going to rise organically through the search results, and you really want to get on that first page of Google.
the notorious first page.
Yeah. You don't want to be below the fold. I don't know the statistics, but it's really low as far as people going beyond that first page.
Do you know that answer, Sue?
What percentage of businesses are?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I mean, it so depends on the industry and how
Yeah.
much competition you have.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
If
it's,
there's advertising on the page opens.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's industry
And that,
specific.
yeah, and that's why it's super important to get your messaging nailed down, your keywords, and even so. Google updated their algorithm. It's called Hummingbird, and now it focuses. While keywords are important to your business, they don't hold as much weight as more long tail kind of search phrases. So, and actually, that's called topic clusters is the focus of the Hummingbird, Google's Hummingbird algorithm. So, really nailing down your keywords, but also topic clusters. So, yeah. More questions, comments,
Well, I haven't-
thoughts?
Go ahead.
I was just wondering about your own branding. So you're a branding company, and then you
Yeah.
need to brand your own company. So
Yeah.
just like maybe a little bit about how you decided the name and what your messaging is, and the colors on your service and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome that you mentioned that, because I'm actually trying to position myself as a brand coach, right? Trying to have that look and feel and things like that. And so the purples and the pinks really were to, my original logo was like a flame, because I'd like to, one tagline that I had was, I wanted to, my clients supply the passion and I apply. And so that's where the kind of the color palette came from. It's just to create like or convey an idea of fire, a burning passion for branding, things like that. Yeah.
Linda had one there.
Yeah, you mentioned topic clusters.
Yeah.
I know I've heard where there's a way to identify, you know, there's a list of keywords. Is there a list of topic clusters? clusters that they use? You say working with it, but what are we working with?
Well, and that would be very dependent on your industry. So specifically, using my company as an example, I've done a lot of keyword search, and some of the topic clusters and keywords that I want to rank for are like, why is branding important? That's kind of a long tail search term or search phrase that I would like to rank for, or how to start a corporate apparel program is another search phrase that I'd like to start ranking for. So that's a good example of thinking of my customers' needs. So I'm putting myself in my client's shoes, thinking of what they might search for to basically solve their problem. And then that's going to convert into a blog post. And then so that would be the main topic cluster. And then I'm going to create an outline and address other issues that they're having within that under that topic cluster. It's called a subtopic.
Well, Curtis, then, so what you're doing is that also it sort of addresses their pain point or their emotional point where it meets a need for them or creates an opportunity for them by what their branding is doing and how you help them, or how we even set ourselves up. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Because when we reach their emotional or pain point, and sometimes they're even right price point, I mean, then things happen for them, and then you're able to help assist, to work with, and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a ton of fun.
Well, thank you very much.